My final broadcast reached Mission Control 4 days before I sent it. They logged it at 09:14 on a Tuesday, my calm, closing words, my last goodbye to Earth. But I'm sitting here now, Friday, the microphone cold in my hand, and I haven't spoken a single syllable of it yet. My name is Commander Iris Vale, and I am 11 billion kilometers from the nearest human voice. Out here, every word I send takes hours to crawl home through the dark. Nothing is instant. Nothing is ever truly now. Distance is measured in patience. So when the reply came, Mission Control acknowledging a transmission I had not made, I laughed out loud. A glitch, a mislabeled file, the deep space network hiccups, clocks drift and stutter across the void. I told myself it was nothing at all, but the log was specific. It quoted me, my cadence, my voice pattern, machine verified. A goodbye, steady, final, time-stamped Tuesday. Words I would apparently speak, describing the exact silence I am listening to right this second. My own farewell, waiting for me to catch up to it. I pulled the audio and played it. It was me. Older, maybe. Tired in a way I am not yet. Frayed at the edges. And underneath my own recorded words, buried in the hiss, I heard something I had never once heard aboard this ship. A second breathing. Slow. Patient. Close to the microphone. As if someone had been standing just behind my shoulder while I said farewell. Someone the entire mission roster insisted was not, could not be there. I was alone on this ship. The recording disagreed. I checked the science because science is where I hide when I'm afraid. Light is stubborn. A signal cannot outrun it. Cause comes before effect in every honest frame of the universe. A message is always recorded before it is received. Always. There are no exceptions. There cannot be. 2 clocks, I told myself. That is all this is. My calendar and theirs were never truly the same. Out here, moving fast through deep gravity, time bends. A traveler ages slower than home. My Friday. Their Tuesday. Just arithmetic wearing a mask. It was almost comforting. No paradox. Just a lonely clock that fell out of step with the world it left behind. I nearly believed it. I wanted to. Then I ran the numbers again, and I noticed the one detail that unraveled everything. The direction was wrong. Time dilation slows the traveler. My Friday should land on a later Earth date, not an earlier one. The universe does not let the answer arrive before the question. Dilation can never carry a signal into its own past. And yet, Tuesday, 4 days early. Impossible. I ran every reference frame, every correction I knew. There was no honest way to make the numbers agree. None. Unless the signal had not traveled at light speed at all. Unless somewhere between me and home, it had cut across something the maps do not show. There are words physicists whisper and then quickly apologize for. Tachyons, wormholes, closed loops in time where cause devours its own tail. Doors that theory says should never open. And out here, in a silence 11 billion kilometers deep, something had opened one. I should have stopped. I know that now. Every rule I trusted was telling me to power down the receiver and drift home in ignorance. But I have spent my whole life chasing the edge of the map. And here was a message from the far side of a line we were promised could not be crossed. So I did the reckless thing. The thing that has always defined me. I decided to listen to the rest of my own final broadcast, to hear how it ends, to hear exactly what I say in the last seconds before Mission Control loses my signal forever. I pressed play. My recorded voice was steady. It thanked them. It said the mission was worth every mile, every lonely hour. And then it said something the calm could not quite hide. A warning, low and urgent, meant for me. For the version still breathing here on Friday. Don't answer it, I heard myself say. When it calls back, and it will call back, don't answer. The moment you reply, you close the loop. And the loop is how it gets in. Please, whatever you do, let the light stay silent. My hands went cold. Because at that exact instant across the cabin, the comms panel lit. Incoming. Live. Not a recording, not an echo. A hail rising out of deep space from a direction with nothing in it. Nothing but the dark between between the stars. There was no craft out there, no station, no colony. My charts showed only emptiness for light years, just my own signal folded somehow back through the impossible, arriving from a tomorrow I had not yet lived. And the console asked one quiet, terrible question. Respond? And I understood, finally, what the second breathing had been. It was never standing behind me in that recording. It was ahead of me, the thing waiting on the far side of the word yes. Patient, already listening, already knowing the choice I had not yet made. Every instinct built from a lifetime of curiosity screamed at me to open the channel, to finally know what lived on the other side. And the small, terrified animal underneath it all begged me to do nothing, to let the receiver die and drift home unanswered. I thought of home, of the Tuesday they had already spent grieving. To them, I was gone. My goodbye filed, my name spoken in the past tense. Whatever I chose in this cabin now on my Friday, they had already heard how the story ends. That was the cruelty of it. The broadcast existed. It had arrived, been logged, been mourned, which meant that somewhere, somehow, I had already spoken those words. The only thing left undecided was whether I would make them true, or defy a message that was already impossibly true. I reached for the panel. I want to tell you I pulled my hand back. I want to tell you the curious woman finally chose fear and lived and drifted quietly home. But you have heard the recording. You already know it reached them Tuesday. You know I answered, so here is the last honest thing I can log. It is Friday. The microphone is warm now. The channel is open, and something on the far side is breathing. I am about to speak the words that left 4 days ago, not knowing whether the voice that answers will still be mine.